Beloved child of God, before we close our eyes tonight, let us pause right here in this quiet moment and breathe. The day may have been long. Your mind may still be full of unfinished thoughts, worries you could not solve, conversations you keep replaying. Yet right now, none of that needs to be carried alone. This night is an invitation to rest in God's presence. As you lie down, let gratitude gently rise in your heart. Thank God for bringing you safely through this day, for every breath you took, every step you were able to make, even for the strength that carried you through moments you did not think you could handle. Some parts of today may have felt heavy or imperfect, but God was still there, quietly sustaining you, protecting you, and guiding you in ways you may not have noticed. Tonight, you do not have to fix tomorrow. You do not have to replay the past. You are allowed to release what weighs on your soul and trust it into God's loving hands. This prayer is not about perfect words. It is about a sincere heart that says, Lord, thank you for being with me. As we begin this grateful night prayer, let peace settle over you, knowing you are seen, loved, and safely held by God. We now gently move deeper into this night, letting the words you have just heard settle like soft light around your heart. The world outside may still be noisy, even at this late hour. Somewhere, cars are passing, screens are glowing, worries are rushing through people's minds. But here, in this moment, you are invited to step away from all of that. This is the quiet threshold between a busy day and the rest your soul longs for. Tonight, you do not need to rush anymore. You do not need to prove anything. You are simply here, breathing, alive, and held by God. As you begin to close this day, allow your body to slow down. Let your shoulders relax. Let your breathing become calm and unforced. Each breath is a gentle reminder that you are not sustaining yourself alone. God has been with you from the first moment of this day until now, and He is still here as the night unfolds. There is something holy about these final moments before sleep, when the noise fades and the heart becomes more honest. This is where God meets you, not in the rush, but in the stillness. Today may have been filled with conversations, responsibilities, and expectations that pulled you in many directions. Perhaps your mind is still replaying moments that felt too loud, too fast, or too heavy. That is okay. You are not asked to erase them. You are simply invited to lay them down. Imagine gently closing the door on the day, not in frustration, but in trust. What is done is done. What remains unfinished can wait. God is not anxious about the things you did not complete. Now, take these last minutes and turn your heart toward the Lord, not with formal words or perfect thoughts, but with simple presence, just as you are. God does not require a performance. He desires closeness. In this quiet space, you can speak to Him honestly, or you can rest in silence, knowing He already understands what you cannot put into words. This stillness is not empty. It is full of God's nearness. Even if you do not feel anything dramatic, even if your thoughts wander, God is here. He has been watching over you all day, in moments you noticed and in moments you did not. As night falls, His care does not pause. If anything, it deepens, wrapping around you like a gentle covering. Let this moment become sacred, not because everything is perfect, but because you are choosing to be present with God. You are choosing to slow down and acknowledge Him before sleep takes you. That choice matters. It tells your soul that it is safe to rest, safe to let go, safe to trust. You do not have to carry the noise of the day into the night. God invites you to exchange it for quiet confidence. Confidence not in yourself, but in Him. Confidence that you are loved, that you are seen, that you are never forgotten, even in the dark hours when the world grows silent. As you lie here, allow gratitude to gently replace tension. Thank God for this moment of calm. Thank Him for guiding you to this place of rest. Thank Him for being patient with you through the day, even in moments when you felt overwhelmed or distracted. Gratitude softens the heart and prepares it for peace. This is the sacred pause, the space where the soul exhales, where you stop striving and begin resting, where the night is no longer something to fear, but something to receive as a gift from God. Stay here for a moment. Let the stillness settle. Let your heart remain turned toward Him as you prepare to rest in His presence. The quiet of the night now gives you permission to set everything down. All day long, you have been carrying more than anyone could see. Some burdens were obvious: tasks to finish, responsibilities to meet, expectations to fulfill. Others were quieter: worries you kept to yourself, thoughts you did not have time to face, feelings you pushed aside just to get through the day. Now, in this gentle moment before sleep, God invites you to stop holding them alone. You do not need to be strong right now. You do not need to have answers. You are allowed to be tired. God sees the weight you have been carrying, and He does not ask you to keep going through the night. Instead, He asks you to come closer and rest. Take a slow breath and notice what feels heavy within you. Maybe your body feels worn down, muscles tight from stress or exhaustion. Maybe your mind feels restless, replaying moments from today, worrying about things left unfinished. Maybe your heart feels unsettled, burdened by fear, disappointment, or uncertainty about what lies ahead. Whatever it is, bring it honestly before God. Nothing is too small. Nothing is too complicated. In the quiet of this night, imagine gently placing each burden into God's hands. The pressure you felt to meet expectations, the worry about tomorrow, the thoughts that refuse to quiet down, the situations you cannot control. With every breath out, let one of these things go. You are not abandoning responsibility. You are choosing trust. You are choosing to believe that God is able to carry what you no longer need to hold. So often, nighttime becomes the hardest moment. When the world slows down, the mind speeds up. Concerns that felt manageable during the day suddenly grow louder in the dark. But God does not want you to wrestle with your worries through the night. He wants you to sleep in peace, knowing that He remains awake, attentive, and faithful. You can speak to Him now, quietly, honestly. Tell Him what made today difficult. Tell Him where you feel uncertain. Tell Him what you are afraid of, even if you do not fully understand it yourself. These words do not need to sound perfect. God listens with patience and compassion, like a loving father who stays near while his child finally rests. Choosing to trust God in this moment is an act of surrender. It means saying, "Lord, I cannot carry this anymore, but I believe you can." It means allowing yourself to rest without guilt, knowing that your rest does not mean neglect. God continues His work even while you sleep. Listen now to this promise from Scripture, a gentle reassurance for your heart tonight. In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord. Make me dwell in safety. Psalm 4, verse 8. Let these words settle slowly into your spirit, in peace, not in fear, not in anxiety, in peace. God Himself makes you dwell in safety. Your safety does not come from having everything figured out. It comes from being held by Him. Tonight, you do not have to guard yourself. You do not have to stay alert. You do not have to replay every detail of the day. God is watching over you. He is guarding your rest. He is surrounding you with His presence, even now. Allow this truth to quiet your thoughts. The same God who carried you through the day will carry you through the night. The same God who gave you strength for today will be with you when tomorrow comes. For now, your only task is to rest. Let your breathing slow. Let your muscles relax. Let your heart settle into trust. Whatever remains unresolved can wait in God's care. You are safe to sleep. You are safe to let go. You are safe in the hands of the one who never leaves you. Stay here for a moment, resting in this peace, knowing that you are not alone and you never have been. The burdens you have released no longer press against your heart, and in that lighter space, gratitude can finally rise. Now is a gentle moment to look back over the day, not with judgment, but with awareness. You are not being asked to evaluate your performance or measure your success. This is simply an invitation to notice where God has been with you, quietly present in moments both ordinary and unexpected. When the heart slows down, gratitude has room to breathe. Begin by remembering the simple gifts of today. The gift of waking up. The gift of breath filling your lungs again and again. The gift of having a place to rest tonight. These are things we often pass over without thought, yet they are steady reminders of God's faithfulness. Nothing about them is accidental. Each one is an expression of care. Think about the moments that brought even small hints of goodness. A kind word someone offered. A task you were able to complete. A problem that did not overwhelm you the way it once might have. A moment of calm in the middle of stress. These were not random. God was present in them, strengthening you, guiding you, sustaining you in ways that often go unnoticed until the day is done. Gratitude does not mean pretending everything was easy. Some parts of today may have been disappointing, frustrating, or painful. Maybe things did not go as planned. Maybe you felt misunderstood, overlooked, or discouraged. God is not offended by your honesty about those moments. In fact, He invites you to bring them into this reflection as well. Thank God not only for what went well, but also for what challenged you. Even in the unfinished, the uncomfortable, and the unresolved, God was still at work. He was shaping your heart, teaching you patience, drawing you closer to Him. Growth often happens quietly, hidden inside moments we wish had gone differently. Notice where you felt God's presence, even if it was subtle. Perhaps it was a sense of calm when you expected anxiety. Perhaps it was strength that appeared just when you thought you had none left. Perhaps it was protection from something you never even realized could have harmed you. God's hand does not always announce itself, but it is always there. Take a moment now to thank Him out loud or in the quiet of your heart. Thank Him for walking with you through this day. Thank Him for not abandoning you when you felt tired or distracted. Thank Him for staying close, even when you were not aware of Him. Gratitude opens the heart to peace, and peace prepares the soul for rest. You may also notice moments today that feel incomplete. Words you wish you had said differently. Choices you regret. Opportunities you missed. Bring those gently before God, not with shame, but with trust. Gratitude includes acknowledging that God meets us even in our imperfections. He does not withdraw His presence because of our weakness. He moves closer. Thank God for His patience with you. Thank Him for loving you as you are, not as you wish you had been today. His grace covered every moment, even the ones you would rather forget. Nothing from this day is wasted in His hands. As you reflect, allow gratitude to soften your heart. Let it quiet the voice of self-criticism. Let it replace tension with humility and peace. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is lacking to what has been given. It reminds you that you are not walking through life alone. God was present in the morning when the day began. He was present in the middle of the day when things felt rushed or heavy. He is present now, as night settles and your body prepares for rest. His presence does not depend on your awareness. It depends on His faithfulness. Thank Him for being constant. Thank Him for being gentle. Thank Him for being near. Even now, He listens to your grateful heart. Even now, He delights in your willingness to pause and acknowledge Him. This kind of gratitude does not stir excitement. It brings calm. It steadies the soul. It tells your heart that it is safe to rest because God has been attentive all along. You can trust Him with what has passed and with what lies ahead. Let this thankful reflection ease you closer to sleep. There is nothing left to prove, nothing left to replay. The day has been received, held, and entrusted back to God. Remain here for a moment, resting in gratitude, aware that God's presence surrounds you just as it did in every moment of this day. Gratitude has gently settled your heart, and in that quiet honesty, there is now room for something deeply healing. This moment invites you to come before God without masks, without excuses, without fear. The day you have just reflected on was not perfect, and neither were you. That truth does not push God away. It draws Him closer. God already knows where you fell short, yet He waits patiently for you to bring those moments into His light, not to condemn you, but to restore you. Begin by acknowledging, gently and truthfully, the ways you may have missed the mark today. Perhaps there were words spoken too quickly, words that carried impatience, frustration, or hurt. Perhaps there were thoughts that lingered in your mind, thoughts rooted in fear, jealousy, resentment, or pride. Perhaps there were opportunities to love, forgive, or trust that you did not take. You do not need to search for every detail. Simply allow what comes to your heart to surface. Bring these things to God just as they are. You do not need to defend yourself. You do not need to explain why you acted the way you did. God is not a distant judge waiting to punish mistakes. He is a loving Father who understands your weakness and desires your healing. Speak to Him quietly now. Lord, this is where I failed today. This is where I need your mercy. Confession is not about shame. It is about freedom. When you name what weighs on your heart, you release its power over you. God does not ask you to carry guilt into the night. He invites you to lay it down before sleep, so your rest is not disturbed by regret or self-blame. There may be moments today that you wish you could take back, a reaction you regret, a silence that should have been compassion, a thought that pulled you away from peace. God already sees these moments through the lens of grace. His love for you was not interrupted by them. His presence did not leave when you stumbled. Allow yourself to feel remorse, but do not remain there. God's forgiveness is not hesitant or partial. It is complete. When you come to Him with a sincere heart, He meets you with mercy that washes clean and heals deeply. You are not forgiven because you deserve it. You are forgiven because God is good. Receive that forgiveness now. Let it settle into your soul. Imagine God gently lifting the weight of guilt from your heart. Imagine His grace covering every imperfect moment of this day. You are not defined by your failures. You are defined by His love. Healing often begins where honesty meets grace. God not only forgives, He restores. He heals the places inside you that feel fragile, wounded, or weary from trying to be better on your own. Tonight, allow Him to touch those places with His gentleness. If there is lingering pain from your own actions or from the actions of others, bring that to God as well. Ask Him to heal what is broken within you. Ask Him to soften what has become hardened. Ask Him to bring peace where there has been inner conflict. Healing does not always happen instantly, but it always begins in God's presence. Forgiveness also extends inward. Sometimes the hardest person to forgive is yourself. You replay mistakes, judge yourself harshly, and carry a weight God never intended you to bear. Tonight, let God's grace speak louder than your inner criticism. If God has forgiven you, you are allowed to rest. Thank Him now for His mercy. Thank Him for loving you patiently. Thank Him for meeting you not with disappointment, but with compassion. Grace is not earned at the end of a perfect day. It is given freely at the end of a real one. This is the gift of coming before God at night. You do not have to carry unresolved guilt into your sleep. You do not have to punish yourself with restless thoughts. God invites you to be cleansed, renewed, and made whole before you rest. Feel the lightness that forgiveness brings. Feel the calm that follows release. Your heart no longer needs to defend itself. It can soften, it can rest. It can trust that God's love is steady and unchanging. Stay here for a moment, breathing in grace. Let it move gently through you, quieting your mind, easing your heart, preparing your soul for peaceful sleep. You are forgiven. You are loved. You are safe to rest in God's mercy tonight. Grace has washed over your heart, and what once felt heavy has begun to loosen its grip. In this gentle calm, a deeper trust can now take root. Night has a way of making us feel vulnerable. When the lights dim and the world grows quiet, the mind can wander, and the heart can feel exposed. Yet this is also the hour when God's protection becomes most tender. While you sleep, while your strength rests, He remains fully awake. You are never unguarded in His care. Let yourself believe this truth tonight. You are not watching over yourself anymore. God is. The same God who carried you through the hours of this day now stands watch through the night. Nothing slips past His attention. Nothing threatens His presence. You are surrounded, even when you cannot see it. Picture yourself resting beneath His covering. Not a distant or cold protection, but a warm, faithful guarding born from love. God is near to your bed, near to your breathing, near to every quiet movement of your heart. He is not far away. He is not distracted. He is fully present with you. Now, gently offer Him your body. Thank Him for carrying you through the day, even when you felt tired or strained. Place every muscle, every ache, every place of tension into His hands. Ask Him to bring rest to your physical being. Let your body know it is safe to relax. You do not need to stay alert. God is alert for you. Offer Him your mind as well. The thoughts that still drift through, the concerns that have not completely faded, the questions without answers. You do not have to silence them by force. Simply place them into God's care. Tell Him, Lord, you see my thoughts. Guard my mind while I sleep. Trust that He can bring calm where there has been noise. Then, offer Him your soul, the deepest part of you, the part that longs for peace, reassurance, and closeness. God knows your soul intimately. He understands its fears and its hopes. Place it fully into His keeping tonight. There is no safer place for it to rest. God's protection is not only about safety from harm, it is about peace within. It is about knowing that you are held, watched over, and deeply loved. Even if the night feels long, even if sleep does not come immediately, God's presence does not waver. He remains with you in every moment. You may not hear His voice or feel a strong sensation, and that is okay. Protection does not always announce itself. Often, it works quietly, faithfully, without drawing attention. God's care continues whether you are aware of it or not. Trust allows the heart to soften. It allows the body to settle. It allows the soul to rest without fear. Tonight, you are not responsible for guarding your life. God has already taken that role upon Himself. If fear tries to rise, remind your heart of this truth. If uncertainty whispers, answer it with trust. God has been faithful before, and He will be faithful now. His protection does not depend on your strength or vigilance. It depends on His character. Let your breathing become slow and steady. With each breath out, release control. With each breath in, receive peace. God is watching. God is near. God is enough. This night is not empty or lonely. It is filled with God's presence. Angels stand guard. His Spirit rests close. You are covered by love that does not sleep. Remain here for a moment, allowing this assurance to sink deeply into your heart. You are safe to rest. You are safe to let go. You are safe to sleep. Your body, your mind, and your soul are entrusted to the One who never fails. And in that truth, you can surrender fully, knowing that God will keep watch over you through every quiet hour of the night. With your heart resting under God's protection, gratitude can now rise even more naturally, like a quiet response to being held so gently. This is a moment to thank God simply for life itself, not in a rushed or automatic way, but slowly, intentionally, with awareness. Right now, you are breathing. Air moves in and out of your lungs without effort. Your heart continues to beat faithfully, just as it has all day. These ordinary miracles often go unnoticed, yet they are signs of God's steady grace at work in you. Tonight, pause and thank Him for the gift of breath, for the gift of being alive in this very moment. Thank God for carrying you through this day, for sustaining you from morning until now. There may have been moments you barely noticed His help, and others when you leaned on it more heavily. In all of them, His grace was enough. Even when your strength felt limited, even when your patience ran thin, God's compassion did not fail. Think about the place where you are resting tonight. A bed, a room, a sense of shelter. It may not be perfect, but it is enough for this moment. Thank God for providing a place where you can lay down safely, a place where your body can relax and your mind can slow. Many things had to come together for you to be here right now, and God's hand has been present through it all. Remember the protection you experience today, even if you were not aware of it at the time. There are dangers God shields you from without announcement. There are outcomes He redirects quietly. There are burdens He lightens before they fully reach you. His protection is often invisible, but it is real. Thank Him for watching over you in ways you may never fully understand. Grace is not only found in dramatic moments, it is found in the steady support that keeps you going, in the strength that shows up just when you need it, in the patience that carries you through long hours, in the mercy that meets you after mistakes. Tonight, recognize that none of this came from your own effort alone. God's grace has been sufficient for you today. There may have been times when you felt stretched, overwhelmed, or unsure, and yet, here you are, still breathing, still held, still loved. That is grace. Grace does not mean the absence of difficulty. It means God's presence within it. Let gratitude soften your heart now. Not the kind of gratitude that ignores pain, but the kind that acknowledges God's faithfulness even in the midst of it. Thank Him for the lessons learned today, even if they were uncomfortable. Thank Him for moments of joy, no matter how small. Thank Him for moments of rest, even brief ones. Thank Him for helping you endure what you could not change. Now, listen to these words from Scripture and allow them to speak peace into your soul. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for His compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. Lamentations chapter 3, verse 22 to 23. Let these words sink in slowly. You are not consumed, not by stress, not by fear, not by failure. Why? Because of the Lord's great love. His compassion has not run out today. It did not weaken when you were tired. It did not disappear when you struggled. It remained faithful. God's grace does not depend on how well you performed today. It depends on His unchanging character. And His character is faithful, loving, and compassionate. Tonight, you can rest knowing that what was given to you today was enough. You were given enough strength, enough grace, enough mercy, enough help. Gratitude allows the soul to settle into contentment. It tells your heart that you do not need to replay the day or worry about tomorrow right now. God has been faithful today, and that faithfulness will continue. You can trust Him with what comes next. Thank Him now for meeting you where you are. Thank Him for staying close through every hour. Thank Him for grace that covered you before you even knew you needed it. Gratitude gently prepares your heart for deeper rest. Let your breathing slow as thankfulness fills the quiet. Each breath becomes a prayer. Each moment becomes an acknowledgement of God's care. Nothing more is required of you tonight. Grace has already done its work. Remain here in this thankful awareness for a moment. Let it ease you closer to sleep. You are alive by God's mercy. You are sustained by His grace. And tonight, that grace is more than enough. With gratitude gently anchoring your heart in the present, your thoughts can now turn toward what lies ahead without fear and without urgency. Tomorrow does not need to be solved tonight. You have already done what was needed for today, and now God invites you to release the weight of what has not yet come. The future often feels uncertain because we cannot see it clearly, but God sees it completely. He stands already within the moments you have not yet reached, preparing what you will need with care and wisdom. Think for a moment about the concerns that arise when you think about tomorrow. Responsibilities waiting for you, conversations you are unsure about, decisions you feel unprepared to make, hopes mixed with uncertainty. These thoughts may quietly press against your mind as you try to rest. Tonight, you do not need to push them away. You are simply invited to place them into God's hands. One by one, offer your worries to Him. The fear of not being enough, the pressure to perform well, the uncertainty about outcomes you cannot control. Speak them honestly, even silently, trusting that God understands before you finish the thought. You are not burdening Him, you are trusting Him. God has never asked you to carry tomorrow alone. He has always gone before you. Just as He was present in every moment of today, He will be present in every moment of what comes next. Nothing you will face will catch Him by surprise. Nothing will overwhelm His ability to guide, protect, and provide. Let yourself believe this truth tonight. God is already at work in the things you are anxious about. He is arranging details you cannot see. He is opening paths you have not yet noticed. He is preparing strength you will receive at the right time, not too early and not too late. Surrender does not mean indifference. It means trust. It means choosing to say, Lord, I do not know how tomorrow will unfold, but I know who will be with me. That trust brings rest to a tired soul. It releases the need to control outcomes and allows peace to take their place. You do not need to rehearse tomorrow's challenges tonight. Doing so will not make them easier. What will help is rest. God knows this. That is why He invites you to sleep, not to plan through the night. Rest is an act of faith. It says you believe God will still be working while you rest. Imagine gently placing tomorrow into God's care like a sealed letter. You do not need to open it again tonight. God holds it securely. He will return it to you at the right time, along with the grace needed to live it well. If fear whispers that you are unprepared, answer it with trust. God has never failed to equip you for the moment you are in. He will not begin failing tomorrow. The same faithfulness that carried you until now will carry you forward. Let your heart rest in the knowledge that you are guided. Even if tomorrow brings unexpected turns, God's presence will remain steady. He does not promise that everything will be easy, but He promises that you will not walk alone. Offer God your plans, your hopes, and even your disappointments in advance. Tell Him you trust His wisdom above your own understanding. Tell Him you are willing to follow where He leads, even when the path is unclear. This surrender is not weakness. It is strength rooted in faith. Feel the calm that comes when you stop trying to manage what cannot yet be managed. Tomorrow does not belong to fear. It belongs to God. And because it is in His hands, you can rest tonight without anxiety. Allow your breathing to slow as this trust settles deeper within you. With each breath out, release anticipation. With each breath in, receive peace. God is already there. God is already preparing the way. Remain in this quiet confidence for a moment. You have entrusted tomorrow to the one who knows it fully. Nothing more is required of you tonight. Sleep can come gently now, carried by trust, wrapped in peace, and held by the faithful care of God. With tomorrow safely placed in God's hands, your heart no longer needs to look ahead. Now it can turn inward and become still. This is a tender moment to ask God for peace of mind, not the shallow kind that fades quickly, but the deep calm that settles beneath the surface, where anxious thoughts lose their grip. The mind often resists rest, wandering through memories, worries, and imagined outcomes. Tonight, you are not asked to fight those thoughts. You are invited to let God quiet them for you. Come to Him just as you are, with a mind that may feel crowded or restless. Tell Him honestly if your thoughts feel scattered, if fears rise unexpectedly, if calm seems difficult to reach. God does not criticize a restless mind. He understands it. He created you, and He knows how easily the heart becomes overwhelmed. That is why He offers peace as a gift, not as a reward for effort. Ask Him now to gently still your thoughts, not by force, but by His presence. Let His peace move slowly through your mind, like a soft tide smoothing restless waves. You do not need to analyze every thought that passes through. Simply notice them, then allow them to drift away, trusting that God is holding what you release. Fear often tries to speak at night. It whispers about things that could go wrong, about uncertainties that feel larger in the dark. But fear does not get the final word. God's peace is stronger. It reminds you that you are not alone, not unprotected, not forgotten. Even now, God surrounds your thoughts with His care. Invite Him into the spaces where anxiety hides, the worries you rarely speak out loud, the concerns that return night after night. Ask Him to replace fear with reassurance, tension with calm, and restlessness with trust. This is not a demand. It is a prayer whispered from a weary heart to a faithful God. God's peace does not always arrive suddenly. Often it settles gradually, like a quiet warmth spreading through your chest. Give yourself permission to slow down enough to feel it. Let your breathing become steady. Inhale gently, exhale fully. With each breath, imagine God's peace filling the space left behind by worry. Tonight, you are allowed to sleep deeply. You are allowed to rest without being alert. You are allowed to let your guard down. God remains awake so that you do not have to. He watches over your thoughts, even as they fade into rest. If your mind tries to return to old patterns, gently bring it back to this prayer. There is no need for frustration. Simply refocus on God's presence. Peace grows where attention rests. The more you return your focus to Him, the quieter your thoughts will become. Ask God for sleep that is calm and uninterrupted. Sleep free from fear. Sleep free from troubling dreams. Sleep that restores both body and mind. God understands how deeply you need this rest. He designed sleep as a gift, a renewal, a reminder that you are not meant to carry life's weight without pause. Your mind does not need to solve anything tonight. Whatever feels unresolved can wait. God is not concerned that you will forget something important. He will remind you when the time is right. For now, peace is enough. Imagine God placing His hand gently over your thoughts, blessing them with calm. Imagine His voice speaking reassurance, not loudly but steadily. You are safe, you are held, you can rest. Let these truths settle deeper than words. Peace is not the absence of thoughts, but the presence of trust. And tonight, trust is growing quietly within you. You have placed your worries, your future, and your rest into God's care. He honors that trust with peace that guards your heart and mind. Stay here for a moment, allowing this calm to deepen. Let your eyelids grow heavy without resistance. Let the rhythm of your breathing guide you toward sleep. Nothing else is required of you now. God's peace is with you. Fear does not rule this night. Anxiety does not control your rest. You are wrapped in calm, surrounded by love, and gently guided toward deep, peaceful sleep. Peace has begun to quiet your thoughts, and now you are gently invited to remain right here, without effort, without words, simply resting. This is the place of abiding, not striving, not asking, not releasing anything else, just staying in the presence of God. You do not need to move forward or look inward anymore. You are already where your soul needs to be. God is here with you, closer than your breathing, surrounding you with a love that asks nothing in return. Allow yourself to rest in that love, not as something distant or abstract, but as something near and personal. God's presence is not heavy or demanding. It is calm, it is steady. It is gentle enough to hold you exactly as you are in this moment. You do not need to impress Him. You do not need to explain yourself. You simply belong here. Let your heart remain in this peace. Notice how different this rest feels. It is deeper than physical relaxation. It reaches into the quiet places of your soul, the places that carry unseen fatigue, the places that have been stretched by worry, responsibility, and emotional weight. God's presence brings restoration where words cannot reach. Tonight, your soul is allowed to be restored, not by effort, but by nearness. Just as your body heals itself while you sleep, your soul also heals when it rests in God. He knows exactly what needs renewal within you. He does not rush the process. He works gently, faithfully, through the quiet hours of the night. Stay aware of His presence without trying to hold onto it. Presence is not something you grasp. It is something you receive. God remains with you whether you are aware of Him or not. Even as sleep begins to take over, His love does not fade. It remains constant, steady, watchful. You may notice thoughts drifting in and out. Let them pass without following them. There is no need to engage. There is no need to respond. Simply return to the awareness that God is here. That awareness is enough to anchor your soul. In this resting place, you are safe from striving. You are safe from fear. You are safe from needing to be anything other than human. God delights in your rest. He does not measure your worth by productivity or perfection. He meets you here in stillness and calls it good. Allow the peace you feel to sink deeper. Let it settle beneath your breathing, beneath your thoughts, beneath your awareness. This is the peace that restores what the day has worn down. This is the love that rebuilds quietly, without noise, without pressure. Your soul does not need to be alert tonight. It does not need to watch or guard itself. God is fully present, fully attentive. He holds you through the dark hours just as surely as He holds you in the light. As your body grows heavier and your breathing becomes slower, trust that restoration is already happening. You may not feel it immediately. That is okay. Healing often works unseen. God's presence does its work gently, faithfully, beyond what you can measure. Remain here as long as you can, resting in His nearness. And when sleep finally comes, let it come naturally, like a continuation of this peace, rather than a departure from it. You are not leaving God's presence when you fall asleep. You are resting within it. This night is not empty. It is filled with quiet renewal. Your soul is being cared for. Your heart is being strengthened. Your spirit is being gently restored. Nothing more is needed. Stay here, rest here. Let God love you through the night and allow your soul to be renewed in His peaceful presence. Here we arrive at the quiet edge of the day, where the noise softens and the heart finally slows enough to listen. After walking through every thought, every worry, and every hope we have placed in God's hands tonight, this moment becomes a gentle landing. Nothing needs to be solved now. Nothing needs to be proven. What remains is gratitude, rest, and the steady presence of a loving Father who has watched over every step of this day. Lord, we thank You for carrying us from morning until now. Thank You for the breath in our lungs, for the strength that held us up when we felt weak, and for the unseen moments where Your protection surrounded us without us even realizing it. Some parts of today brought joy, others brought tiredness or quiet pain, yet through it all, You remained faithful. Even when our hearts were distracted or overwhelmed, Your mercy never drifted away. Tonight, we pause to acknowledge that truth with humility and awe. Gratitude rises not only for what went well, but also for what challenged us. Thank You for the lessons hidden inside difficulties, for the patience You are forming within us, and for the grace that meets us even when we fall short. Where we reacted poorly, forgive us. Where we doubted Your goodness, gently restore our trust. Where we tried to carry burdens alone, remind us that we were never meant to walk without You. Let Your forgiveness wash over us like a calm tide, leaving our hearts lighter and our spirits free. This night, we lay down every unfinished task and every unanswered question. Tomorrow can wait. The future rests safely in Your hands, not ours. We release the weight of expectations, the replaying of conversations, and the quiet anxieties that creep in when the lights go out. You see all of it, Lord. You understand every unspoken fear. With that assurance, we choose to let go, trusting that You continue working even while we sleep. Surround us now with Your peace, a peace that settles deeper than thoughts and stronger than emotions. Let it flow gently through our bodies, easing tension from our shoulders, calming restless minds, and slowing the rhythm of our breathing. May Your presence fill the room, not with noise or force, but with a soft, steady comfort that tells our hearts we are safe. In this stillness, remind us that we are held, guarded, and deeply loved. As our eyes grow heavy, teach us to rest in faith rather than in fear. Nighttime often magnifies worries, yet Your word tells us that You never slumber nor sleep. While we rest, You remain fully awake, fully attentive, fully in control. Let that truth become a quiet lullaby to our souls. No darkness can overpower Your light. No uncertainty can undo Your promises. We sleep not alone, but under the watchful care of a faithful God. Bless our sleep, Lord. Let it be deep and restoring. Heal what is weary within us, both physically and emotionally. Where stress has lingered in the body, bring release. Where sorrow has settled in the heart, bring comfort. Where confusion has clouded the mind, bring clarity in your time. Renew us through the night so that we may rise tomorrow with gentler hearts and renewed strength. We also lift up those we love into your care, family, friends, and even those who may have crossed our minds only briefly today. Place them all under your protection tonight. Watch over their homes, their journeys, and their rest. For anyone feeling lonely or afraid as the night unfolds, let your presence draw especially near. May they sense your peace even without words, even without understanding why. Thank you, Lord, for being our refuge at the end of every day. Thank you for never growing tired of listening, never withdrawing your love, never turning away from us. Your faithfulness is the ground beneath our rest. With hearts full of quiet gratitude, we choose to trust you completely now. Into your hands we place this night, our sleep, and our tomorrow. May we drift into rest wrapped in peace, covered by your grace, and anchored in the assurance that you are with us. In that confidence, we rest. In that love, we sleep. Amen. Before you drift fully into rest, if this prayer brought you even a small sense of peace tonight, let that be shared. Gently tap the like button so this message can reach someone else who may be ending their day with a heavy heart. And if you would like to return here each night for a moment of calm, hope, and prayer, consider subscribing to the channel. Your presence here truly matters, more than numbers ever could. Thank you for spending these quiet minutes with us. May God bless your night, guard your rest, and fill your sleep with peace.